not on camera.
I am looking forward to it.
That isn't going to help you out anyways. It shines the light this way. Not yet.
Anyway, most of you will know my raid chat by now anyway. I hate running over cables on my office chair. That's not a good thing. Oh, no, king size DX Racer, nice. See, I tend not to go for gaming chairs because the head bit tends to be quite narrow. I'm like,
I gotta mute his screen.
And you want to take a break or lean back and listen.
Nothing I can do about it. If I turn it up, I can't hear.
Yep.
Anytime you want.
Yep.
I'm good to go.
Good over here.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Toy Soldiers Old School. I'm pretty sure this is... Wait a minute, I lost track of the episode again. 24? Are we on 25? Nice! 25th anniversary, that's pretty great. Well, daily-versary, weekly-versary, I suppose. So, I'm Diane Morrison, I'm the creator of the Toy Soldiers Saga. I am playing Celine Wintermist. She is an idealistic priestess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My pronouns are they and she.
Yes. I am Crowley, played by Blake. I'm a Penoc. It's a race of my own creation. They're cat-like or feline-like. And, yeah. Having a good time being part of the Navy. Oh, my pronouns are he, him. And so are Crowley's.
I'm Dawn. I play Yasmin Snowwind. I was an orphan, joined the Navy. Need a job, see the world, see the universe, that kind of stuff. My best friend is Crowley, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm also known as Siobhan the Writer. I am playing Madrimlian. He is an altruistic male elf in the Avalon Imperial Navy, and he is looking to create his own division of the Navy. My pronouns are she, her.
Welcome, DM Stretch. Thank you very much for the raid, guys. Good to see you. We're just getting started with the introductions here.
Varangians at the gate. Hey, Stretch.
Welcome to the Varangian Raiders. Yay!
Okay.
Hello, Aegon.
Oh, look, we got Crowley on.
Nice. Yeah, and Dazzlecat, welcome.
We got a picture of Crowley on there. It's their cat.
It's cute. I can hear an echo from my mic, guys. Let me know if it's really bad, and I will, I'll move to another room.
Daz likes your crown. Your crown.
Yeah, thanks very much. Actually, it's something for Wiccan high priestesses, but it also suits the character. I figured get the hair down and the moon crown on. She's a moon priestess, so it gives you kind of the feel of the character, right? So, yeah, thank you.
So, welcome everybody, and we'll continue with our introductions with Brianna, please.
I did.
Oh, finish yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Okay, Gareth?
Hi, I'm Gareth, also known as Darth Vader. I play the part of Lorik, who is a no-nonsense gunslinger, and mine and his pronouns are he, him.
And he's a android.
Can Aaron turn up the volume? Apparently, we're working on it. We're trying to find a balance between him being loud enough and me not echoing, where I don't have to leave the room, because kind of the point of doing this for us is so that we can hang out together and do some stuff. So, but if it gets bad enough, I will leave the room. Let me know.
Okay, am I really, really quiet now? Okay, I'm going to up the gain on my microphone a bit.
I had a strange idea that might or might not work. I don't know. But if you took like a one of those mink blankets and made a just a little blanket wall with I don't know, a piece of rope across the room and put a blanket between you, I believe that would muffle the noise enough that you wouldn't get the echo.
I'm sure you're right, but I still wouldn't be able to see him.
Okay, I turned it up 5%. Is that louder? Loud enough?
And how's the echo on my end? Maybe it's just picking it up on Google Meet and it's not picking it up on the stream. That might be possible. To be as bothered by it as I am.
Can't hear an echo and I'm still quiet. Okay?
Thanks for helping us out with this, guys.
There's another 5%. Am I still really quiet?
Testing 1, 2, 3, the echo.
I don't hear an echo, and I hear both of you fine.
A little better, no echo.
Do you have the volume muted on for you on the... No, you probably don't on the Google. Like, you have to come through the Google, right? Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, no, still no echo at all?
I think the rest of us is going to have to live with hearing an echo. And
yeah,
because it's not showing up on the stream.
For the campaign isn't on the display there. I don't know if it was intended to be.
Picture for the campaign?
Yeah, the campaign image, right?
No, I don't put that up.
Okay, then we're good to go.
Okay. How am I there? Am I loud enough now? Okay, there. Okay, we're good.
All right, let's stick with that. Great. Where were we on the introductions here?
We were at Arden.
Hi, I am Jimino99 or Taz. I play Arden Spellsword, a Magus crafter who probably might overwork himself eventually. My pronouns are he, him.
And his pronouns are?
Same.
Okay, Von Vin.
I play Von Vin. Lucky Grutus, who joined the Elven Imperial Navy so she could fly on starships, which are amazing, and travel the universe, seeing new and interesting things, and occasionally stab a bad guy in the crotch. So you'll see of me. I'm on satellite internet. My pronouns are she, her, and so are Von Vin's.
Okay. And Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian, who is the grizzled, older enlisted Marine. He was originally kind of concepted out as just this really grim warrior type, but has turned out to have surprising depths, and both our pronouns are he, him.
Yeah, and Chris is the only one with a better beard than me.
He does have a better beard than you, baby. He does win, I'm sorry. That's a fine beard.
Your camera's still on, Chris. There you go.
Yeah, Gibbs has a few years.
Is pretty good considering his age, you know. That's a pretty damn good beard.
Okay, I'm Aaron Ree, right? I'm the game master. I play all the NPCs, right? And I play Ruavel Sunfall as a character who is a bit of an upper-class prat who is learning his way around being a naval officer. Right?
And your pronouns.
And my pronouns are he, him.
All right. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Excuse me.
Okay, when we left you off,
I do believe it's time for our intelligence officer report.
okay, just a second while I turn down the music.
We were in town, right? So that would be the right sound effects, I guess.
Yeah, town sound effects.
Right. Intelligence log supplemental. We are currently staying at the Wintermist Estate, and during the night there were 3 couplings. I'm not completely aware of this, but just so the audience knows.
Characters paired off and
Had a good evening.
did adult things.
Jiggy with it.
Yes. Of course, before that all happened, we learned a bit about the history for Arian's parents' ship's disappearance. So we're going to have to look into that, and we're also going to have to be considering the fact that there may be other attempts upon him and other members of our crew.
Thank you for the reminder. We were getting up in the morning and eating breakfast, as I recall.
Yes, we were.
Yes, you were meeting downstairs for breakfast.
Drinking my tea or coffee or whatever. I think it was coffee. We'd switched over to coffee now because we're Marines, right?
Yeah.
Coffee and picking twigs and leaves out of my hair.
Yeah, because you guys spent the night in the garden. Yeah. As you guys assemble for breakfast. Right. Xerxes says, "Morning, guys."
Morning,
Morning.
Xerxes.
Morning.
I was thinking of making a
Morning.
trip to Glimmerfell. Did you guys want to come along?
Coffee.
Yeah, I'd like to come.
And Arden coffee.
I thought we were going back to Arianrod today.
He says, "Oh, we don't have to."
How long do we have left to our leave?
2 days.
2 days.
Or no, 3 days.
3 days. What are we doing in Glimmerfell?
I says, "Well, I would like to see my dad."
Not sure I want to see your dad, but okay.
Because you guys don't have to come with me if you don't want to.
Someone does.
Sure, we'll go to Glimmerfell. Absolutely. You should have the right to see your dad. I'm sure you miss him.
Okay, he says.
The sergeant looks a bit lost and leans over to Ravel and goes, "What's Glimmerfell?"
Elven Retreat, he says. It's a hidden island. Hidden by magic.
It's an island nation, and technically, I don't know, did I overhear this or was it real quiet?
Mm-hmm. They overheard it.
Technically, the original colonists who came to Peridot came from Glimmerfell and I imagine that some of them still have some allegiance, she says.
Shalente.
Evergleam answers too. Well, but I mean, Kanothi's been independent for a while, so I doubt that concerned you, she says.
So this is like,
Hydrate, hail, hydrate.
so this is where like all the Alpha are.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She. There's some Nunnehy too, actually. So I hear. I've never actually been there.
Hmm. So I'd actually be welcome.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see it. I hear it's one of the oldest cities in the former empire.
Supposedly built while Avalon was still at the height.
To see it, she says.
Yeah. He says, well, I can arrange a boat.
Okay.
He looks a little consternated. He says, I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell you how to get there. He says, it's... So I'm going to find somebody who already knows how to get there.
It shouldn't be hard here.
Yeah. Right. Its location is a well-guarded secret.
Okay.
He shrugs.
I
I don't know either.
leftover paranoia from the succession wars.
Probably.
Ah.
Okay. Who wants to come with me to go find a pilot to take us?
Well, I'll come if nobody else will.
I'll come, says Bronwyn.
Okay.
Crowley will go.
Excellent.
Well, I gotta go check the post office anyway, so I'll come along.
Barbarossa is spending rerolls. Throwing them at people. Apparently Siobhan has one stored up now. Aaron ammo here. Okay, so we have a GM reroll and Q as well. Barbarossa. I don't know if I
And
hit you
Barbara,
yet or not.
you still have one sitting from the last time you made the game.
That's true, which you haven't assigned. I think it was intended for players, but I don't think you were specific about which one. Not that you have to be until it's ready to go. Ha! Well, I'm stealing it. Thank you. Oh, now DM Stretch is queuing up rerolls.
Oh.
Our note mistress might have to start taking notes.
Yeah.
For any PC. Duly noted.
And there is one from Esong as well, still hiding in the queue.
Which she hadn't assigned either.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is Fantasy Grounds up?
I think so. Yes.
DM Stretch says he has to go to bed soon and he wanted to actually redeem a reroll for once. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's late there. It's like 2:30 in the morning. So you guys head into town. Those of you who are going to town.
Well, if Von Vin and Crowley said they'd go with them, I'll let them go. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll spend some time cleaning up around the kitchen and whatnot then.
Okay. Yeah, you're sure.
Fuck it. I'll go.
Yeah. There's nothing to do here.
Well, I could sit around and stare at everybody else with my coffee, I suppose, but nah. Something done.
Yep.
So the sergeant looks over at Sable and says, I take it since we're going off duty, this is like a civvies clothes type of thing.
Civvies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to be acting in an official capacity.
So, I mean, I got my
Do you have
normal
civvies?
civvies. I have normal civvies, but I'm not sure they're, Glimmerfell civvies. Do I need to get something nice?
Well, why don't you come with us and let's see if we can get you something that's more appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, I should probably invest in something too, actually. Okay. Like the last thing in the world she wanted to do was go see the goddamn king.
Yes, sorry. That's what Drumline's thinking too, but
Yeah.
Yep. So into town you go. What's that?
Hilarious stuff in the chat here. First of all, DM Stretch says, yeah, 2:30 a.m. He's finishing up some styling on his Golgari article, then going to bed. He's meeting up with a mate tomorrow, and they're going out at 10:30.
Out for the day, yeah.
Which is cool. And then Barbarossa redeemed a shout out. Shout out to the best DM on this stream. Go, Aaron, you crazy Canuck from Kelowna. Kelowna isn't entirely accurate, but it does at least have alliteration. A half an hour north from Kelowna. Yeah. But thank you. That's fun.
Yeah.
We're going to get some appropriate outfits.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outfits, mail.
Marketplace. Okay, you guys head into the market. It's bustling affair, basically done in the town square. Right?
Right.
There are actual market stalls in the buildings surrounding the square, but there are big tents and stuff all throughout the market square. Right?
Nice. Busy.
Yep.
Almost like it was on Aura Race, which is when we were last here.
Yeah.
Oh, and what is the date?
The date is daytime. The 3rd of Corn Moon.
Almost, there.
Harvest Festival on 21st. Rumarera.
That's right. I made up the holidays. You'd think I'd remember what the name was, right?
Yeah.
So I take it the fancier places are around the edge, and then
Yep.
the more common places are in the middle.
Yep. All right. The fancier places are places that are permanent structures here. Right? You know. There are a few of the places that you guys frequent are permanent structures here. The librarian, by the way, the bookstore, the which is the bookstore is connected to the library in town. All right. Yeah.
Well, that explains why Madrimlin is so well known in the bookstore.
Yeah. And there's a blacksmith shop that's permanent there, who makes like really incredible swords and bows.
Now you have Arden's attention.
Yeah.
And is Lord Goldenvale's shop here, or was that on Peridot?
Lord. I'm sorry.
Goldenvale, the tailor.
Oh no, that was on Peridot.
Or
Alpenvale.
Okay. Alpenvale, yeah.
Yeah.
That was on Peridot? Okay.
Yeah, but there is an Alpenvale's tailors here.
She looks at him and shrugs.
I wonder if they have our measurements there, too.
Checking. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, it'd be worth checking. I've never been in there. Says Xerxes.
We'll head in.
Yeah, you guys head into Alpenvale's tailors. You see a woman in there. She's middle-aged as far as elves go. You can tell she's got laugh lines. Right? And she has laugh lines. And she's smiling. She's an Alfar woman. Right? With the same black hair as Lord Alpenvale and the same blue eyes.
Right.
Or... No.
Green eyes.
Green eyes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. She smiles as you come in. Lady Wintermist.
Good morning, she says.
Good morning. She says, how can I help?
We're going to be visiting Glimmerfell.
Oh, that's exciting.
We need outfits that are appropriate in case we end up in court, but we're not for the court per se.
Ah, okay. Okay, you intend to go and witness a court?
Yeah, she says.
All right, no problem, she says. I can have you dealt with. Do I have your measurements?
I don't know. Do you communicate with the Alpenvales on Peridot?
She's my brother. She says, I do, but I haven't. I can contact him if you want me to. It'd probably be faster.
It's up to you. He should have our measurements.
Okay. I'll get them from him. And who all would need an outfit?
I do, and Arian does, and who else?
Yeah, says Xerxes.
Anyone?
Yes, please.
You want a new outfit, Svanvin? He says.
Yeah, it says Svanvin. I just ring gear.
Okay.
Need previously because mostly I was in the Druid Grove areas.
Yeah. She says, okay then, I'll need your name so I can get them. Arian, you said his name was? And
Did Yasma come into town with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does she want a new outfit?
Well, I am a woman.
Oh, look, we have puppy tax. Oh my god.
Always.
Oh, she's a sweetie. And she's kissing her. She's taking a break from the puppies?
Yeah, this is Mommy.
What a good girl.
Taking a break from the puppies.
She had to come into my room to get away from the puppies. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the whole world has to stop for puppy tax. It's just got to be done.
Yeah.
Okay, Yasma does want an outfit. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she gets all your names, and she says, "Give me 6 hours."
Sounds great. She says thank you.
No problem.
Should we pay in advance?
No, of course not. He says,
Thank you
"What if
very
you
much,
don't like
lady.
them?"
Fair enough, she says. But your brother's work was excellent, and we have no reason not to trust yours.
She
She
says,
says.
"Then I look forward to taking your money."
Great, she says. Thank you so much. She bows.
My pleasure, she says. Yeah. So you guys head out. She took all your names, of course.
Yeah.
She looks
Barbaros
at
is funny.
Arian and she says, "Mithrasis." She says, "Are you any relation to the Mithrasis on Glimmerfell?"
I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm a mythicist of Peridot.
She nods. She says, "Well, I'm sure your family, if they are indeed that, would love to meet you on Glimmerfell." And they were at one point quite prominent in the court. I haven't been back in probably 50 years, but
Really?
yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh,
Well, I don't even know if they're my family.
I don't know either. She says, "I don't know if there's any Nunnehi in the Mithrasis line."
London
I have
says,
no idea.
Well, we'll
well,
have
you
to
never
check it
know.
out,
Maybe
says Celine.
you could have relatives she didn't know about.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information.
My pleasure.
Barbaros is funny. He was like, "That's one determined dog shouter." It's interesting. It's the only thing on the sound effects that is coming through my earphone, and I'm not sure. There's no reason why it should. I don't have the stream, like the stream's muted, so. Huh. Weird. Anyway.
It's probably coming from my headphone through my speaker or something.
Yeah, maybe. Because it's right close to your. Yeah, okay. For you?
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Okay. That would be it then. Bustle, but the one shouter is much clearer, says Tim Stretch. Yeah, it's pretty loud, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a barker. I can turn him down, actually, if you guys want. Have him walk away.
Okay, so we take our leave of the shop.
Yep.
The sergeant will walk up to Xerxes.
Yep.
Do you have any idea what she was talking about?
He says, "Yeah, actually."
Yeah, I do too, says Celine. I was going to talk to you about it today, but an opportunity didn't come up this morning. This seems like a good opportunity, I guess.
Sure.
Let's go find a nice, quiet cafe.
Madrimlian is absolutely right. Let's do that.
Crowley points up at the sky and says, "Look, Hawkward."
That's funny as hell.
Indeed.
Okay. You guys go find a quiet restaurant or something to sit in. He said, Xerxes says, well, the thing about it is, the Mithrases are, or were, prominent members of my father's court. That was when I was young. He says, I recall that there was some misunderstanding with them. I think it's a misunderstanding. I don't know what it is. But,
Actually, provide some light on that.
oh, can you?
She says, "What the hell was my gardener's name there?"
Marina.
Marina. She keeps her ear on the court gossip. She says. And this clicked for her, and she told me about it last night. She says. So apparently, one of the mistresses was sent to be the governor of Peridot on, well, the Glimmerfell colonies there anyway. And he kind of shuffled the job off onto his eldest son. There was a scandal because he married a Nunnehi, she says.
Right. And the racist Bloody Alfar says,
And the racist Bloody Elfar, she says. Kind of basically exiled them from court, she says.
I'm sorry, he says to Arian.
Wait, are you saying my dad was an Alfar? I mean, I can't even remember his face.
Probably. Fortunately, you don't look a thing like one, says Xerxes.
You know, now that I'm looking closely,
You are tall.
there's some gold in those eyes as well as copper,
Yeah.
she says.
Yeah, I remember my mom called him Tumbaga, but that was my childhood name. But I mean, I can barely remember that, and like I said, I don't remember my dad's face at all. It's weird. I can see my mom clear as day, but not my dad.
Sure, says Xerxes. Mother is the word for God in the hearts and minds of all children. It's you, of course, remember your mother's face.
That and your uncle probably resembles your mother, so, and you saw that your entire life growing up after she disappeared.
Which would have reinforced the memory. That makes sense, she says. And it's possible you didn't see a lot of your dad. He would have had a lot of official duties still he would have had to have taken care of.
Stretch got the crow reference.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe Dad was gone more. I just don't know. It's weird.
Well, maybe we shouldn't go to Glimmerfell.
The hell with that, says Celine. She takes Arian's hand and she gives it a squeeze, like a squeeze, and says, "You walk in there and you walk with your head held high and you don't put up with any shit from any of them," she says.
Walk in like you own the place.
He says, "Well, unless we're before the king, in which case he owns the place." But
Yeah, what she said.
Well, I just hope I don't cause any trouble. It sounds like if I'm related to that branch of the family, then I might not be your dad's favorite person.
Well, if my dad's an ass, I'll tell him off, he says. Not in public, of course, because he'll have me executed. But
he would not. At least I hope he would not. If he does, I'm rethinking this monarchy thing, she said.
Yeah.
He wouldn't,
Well,
would
our
he?
oath was to
No, I
serve the
don't think
elven
so.
people, not the elven king.
And to follow the dictates of elven monarchs when we can, she says.
True, but if the elven monarch is a oh, what's the term I'm looking for?
Dickhead? Xerxes?
Not the term I would use for my king, she says.
A threat to the elven people.
Dickhead.
Oh, I think that falls under like the enemy's domestic part, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think it would.
He says,
Well,
look,
I'm fine with going. I mean,
my dad will be
it sounds like
polite.
other than by my name, nobody here knows me from Adam anyway. So if you just call me
Right.
Arian, maybe it won't be an issue.
Right. He says, well, we can do that. But if my dad will be polite, I'll guarantee that. He's nothing if not got decorum.
I don't think it would be a bad idea to strategically use the name. Maybe we'll actually find out some information about what happened to your parents.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you honestly, Arian, knowing this information, court intrigue might have played a role in their disappearance.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
And if it is, I want answers, she says. And I hope you do too.
Oh, I do.
Arian's face kind of takes on like that stony native look.
Mm.
He's like, I certainly hope not.
I certainly hope not too, but you never know. Alpha are fucked in the head. Says.
Well, it sounds like we need to go there and get some handle on what's going on.
Yeah, we can do that. We can question my dad about it.
And of course, if we get separated, someone stays with Arian at all times. Just in
Yeah, I
case.
think that's a given.
Well, isn't it a given that we don't go anywhere alone?
Well, I hope
Exactly.
this is penetrated now, she said.
My dad expects me to be with Ruavel.
Okay.
So she says to. Actually, Rubel didn't come, did he? Or did we
Yeah,
all
he
go?
came. Everybody came.
Rubel and says, so is this like an official thing or not? Just curious, she says.
What, am I gonna hide it? Or is that what you saying? Am I embarrassed?
Go into the court of Glimmerfell, she says. Talk, she says.
I'm sure there will be. He says, my dad will fucking hate you. He says, but I don't care. Yeah.
So far, I don't have a very favorable opinion of your dad, I've got to say honestly.
Me neither.
I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that it's entirely generational bias.
He says, it might be, but my dad's a dick.
Well, it won't be the first time I've been treated poorly by Elfar, she says.
And it won't be the last.
So does the Alphar dickheadedness just skip a generation or something? That's the way it seems to me.
No, I think as we get older, we become more dickly. It says Xerxes.
So maybe this shouldn't be a
No,
long-term thing.
I
says Celine.
never met my parents. So.
Pardon, Von Van?
I wouldn't know. I never met my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're a star elf anyways.
Well, it takes I would believe it takes many, many years because, to be all wrinkly and just hanging there, you know.
Okay. Oh, Crowley, I did not need that visual, says Lee.
He says, you know why Alfar wear ascots, right? Says Ravel. Keep their foreheads from creeping over their faces. Their foreskins from creeping over their faces.
Oh my. She said. Well, they're not all bad. I mean, you guys are fine.
Look, we're not all bad, right? Says Ravel, but he says, yeah, we can be pretty arrogant. He says,
Okay.
but
Well,
I'm not embarrassed by you, Celine.
okay, she says.
Yeah, besides, I should really introduce you to my dad, says Xerxes to Von Ven.
Have a
Might
good
be an
night,
idea, yeah.
A nighty song.
Later,
The
Esau.
VOD will be available tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, and Isong, do you have a preference for who gets your reroll, or is it just one of the PCs if they need it?
Or the DM if he wants it.
Or the DM?
Well, we might as well carry on while
Yeah.
we're waiting for the end.
Well, if we're gonna do this, is there anything else I'm gonna need besides a nice pair of clothes?
Yeah, you should go to bed, Stretch. What was that there?
Besides a nice set of clothes.
Not your sword.
Oh, that's a given.
Yeah.
Prophylactics?
Prophylactics.
I suppose we could talk to the gnomes about that.
The sergeant kind of raises an eyebrow and looks over at Yasma and shakes his head and goes, wait, I thought we were a race in decline. Don't we need babies?
I just gave go. Oh my.
Yeah, off camera, if people are not aware, elves are not very fertile. Think about such things.
Yeah.
Crosses their mind much. If babies are born, it's a blessing. Generally, if babies are born out of wedlock, nobody cares, right? These class divisions and the racism that it comes into play. So,
Yeah.
is Peridot like the colonies? You mentioned it like it's a new place. Yes, absolutely. It's basically Canada to the British Empire. More or less.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, he says, some nice clothes if we end up in court. We'll try to avoid that. I hate court.
You may get roped into it because it's been a while since you've been home.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, from what I remember seeing the nobles around Kanathi and over at Peridot and even here, don't they usually have like a bunch of jewelry and shit?
They do, but do you really want to wear a bunch of jewelry? Hey, we could get you some feathers or something. Some bright feathers. And some, like, yeah.
If that's appropriate to the culture of Kanathi, she says. I don't know what the
I don't know what
ceremonial
it is
garb is.
either. I don't know either. I'm just saying, like, you know, like, what is the ceremonial garb of Kanathi there? We lost somebody. We lost Rowan.
No, we didn't.
No, we
Or did
didn't.
we?
Well, I mean, it's more jungly than
Oh, it
Still
just,
here.
Character, right?
we lost somebody for a minute and then they came back. Right.
So do we have to shuffle all the names around again?
Yep. Oh, we lost Arden. No, there's Arden. Okay.
Well, while you're doing that, Sable, it's more jungly, right? So does it tend more towards like the Aztec, Mayan, or
I'm totally willing to let you make that up because I wasn't exactly clear about it. It is tropical climate, so probably, yeah, brightly colored feathers are a thing. But that's totally up to you.
yeah? But I also don't want to cause a scene for you guys either by showing up like in full Kanathi war chief garb.
Why
maybe,
not? It would do them good, says Celine.
maybe we kind of mix it and go with like the bone choker with the gold medallions and a nice ring, something that fits the outfit we're gonna get.
Sure. Yeah. I'm sort of with
Whatever
him.
makes you happy, as far as I'm concerned, says London.
Yeah.
And a hat. You need a hat.
We don't really do hats in Kanathi.
I think maybe I'll dig out some family jewelry then while I'm here. I might as well. I don't even know if we own any. It's got to be something.
Could ask your mom.
But
Well, I guess I'm gonna buy Von Van some jewelry, says Xerxes.
Maybe we should run over to the library and do a little research on the mythicises and see what that's all about.
that's a great
Maybe
idea.
there's something appropriate from the family line that's in the histories or something.
Sure, like your family colors or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I'll come with you.
Yeah, we've still got a few hours. Why don't we? Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah. I gotta go find a pilot, so.
Right. Okay, so you better go do that, and somebody better come with you.
Yeah, I'll go with him, says Ruvel.
Crowley will go with you for a pilot.
Yeah, and we'll take Crowley.
Okay, perfect. Then the rest of us can go to the library and see what we can find out.
Right.
Well, I thought you were going to run home, Celine, and get some of your family jewelry.
Only take a minute. I'll talk to Mom. I'll be right back, she says.
Very good.
Yeah, you
I'll
go
walk
there,
with you, says London.
and Von Van goes with you. Yeah,
Thanks.
the rest of you go to the library except for the Sunfall Boys and Crowley, who go to the bar. An Alfar bar.
At first?
No, we'll do the library first.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, first I better get the jewelry.
Yeah, do the jewelry first, yes. So you
Okay.
find your mom at home.
Hi, she says.
Oh, hi, where's everybody?
Well, Xerxes wanted to go to Glimmerfell since we were in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So we are making preparations to do that, she says. I am wondering if there is any jewelry that is appropriate in case I end up in court.
She says, you afraid your Alfar boyfriend's gonna drag you into court?
She says, if he gets called, I'm going with him.
Good, she says. Those Alfar need a kick in the crotch anyways, she says.
That's my thought, she
She
says.
says, and I think if he's embarrassed to be seen with you in court, he's not worth having.
He said he wasn't. I asked, she says.
Good.
where this is going yet, Mom. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, well, at least you guys have the foresight to see where it's going. You know.
She says she says he had a lot of things about him that drove me insane. But I do believe that our staff sergeant has rubbed off those rough edges. And I like the man he's become.
Well, then she nods. She says, "Then I approve. If you like the man he's become, I think he'll make a good officer someday."
Yeah, I think he will too, Mom. He has a really well-developed sense of duty and asshole. Sometimes he doesn't realize his privilege, but he's not an asshole.
Yeah.
She says.
I was going to say, and he's very quick to check it when somebody points it out.
That's very true.
Yes, Cersei's
Nods
too,
to
I
one bit.
noticed.
Yeah, I like that in a prince, I think, she says.
Just think. The two of you are going to be shaping the next king.
She looks at Von Bin and says, I don't know if I signed up for that, did you?
She says, "What are you talking
I think
about?"
that we're in this no matter what happens at this point, one way or another.
And
I've decided I'm going to ride the boat. So, get your tail and grab an oar.
Okay, she says.
She says, "The libraries of Glimmerfell may have information upon your father, Von Ven."
I hadn't thought of that.
It's potentially possible, she says, but I don't hold out a lot of hope because a handsome ranger that was encountered on the first day of spring is not much to go by. Seriously, Mom didn't even tell her fellow druids what kind of elf he was or was not.
Yes.
Or a name or anything. So
well,
awfully vague. He might not have even got one.
Yes, that's possible, but maybe you might want to go to the Temple of the Sun and Moon. Talk to the Archmages there.
I will add it to the list. Perhaps there's some sort of magic they can do with my blood to figure it out, she says and shrugs.
Well, yes, exactly. Perhaps there is.
Maybe so.
I know they've traced lineages of people before. They traced King Xerxes back to the original kings in Avalon. Or King, what's his name? Xerxes' father?
And that's something that I imagine that Brianna wrote down.
Did you write down the name of Xerxes' father, Brianna?
I thought I did. Unfortunately, I cannot get into Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, why not?
It's not letting me. It's still in the attempting to connect or direct connection to server.
It's not showing up here at all. Did you update yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I can try again because it gave me a message about not being backwards compatible.
Yeah. I am in old school, ain't I? I'll reload the session. I'll reload the session because I might be a new breed or something.
Okay.
I use it for the map, so.
I
said the problem is there's an
What's
update.
That?
There's an update. You updated, I didn't.
Ah.
Welcome, Angst.
Hello,
And good night,
Hank.
Stretch.
Good night, Stretch.
No, no need to hush. We like our audience interacting with us.
Yep.
Yeah, if it would interrupt the flow of the game, we won't interact with the chat, but if it doesn't, then we will. Game streams did that. I've observed a lot
Aegon's
of game
does.
streams where I like the fact that Aegon's does. A lot of streams don't. I'm more
Yeah.
likely to watch if you interact with the chat.
And
Hydrate.
hydrate. Ale hydrate.
Slante.
Still hydrate.
Okay, so while that's going on, anyway, she says whatever his name is, and we will look it up in a minute, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
He says.
King, whatever. Yeah.
He's a very reasonable man. Right?
Okay.
She says. And I think that I think you'll like him. Very different persona from what he's like in public.
Well, I
was hoping
suppose
to hear
he
that.
did knight you.
That's true, she says.
Okay, she says. Good to know. Jewelry, she says.
Yes, I have some.
Great, thank you.
Yes, and of course you can wear it, darling. She goes, "Are you going in your uniform?"
You know, I suppose I could, couldn't I? If
You
I brought,
could.
mess kit, then
You could, or you can
probably
go
that
in some civilian clothes.
would be better.
That's hard to say. So it depends on the
Well, if it's
impression you
going
want to give.
in,
What's that, Bumpin?
I was about to say basically the same thing, ma'am.
Yeah. Depends on the impression you want to give.
I was taught that clothing is also a weapon.
Good point.
She nods. She says, going in civilian clothes and you'll represent the house. Go in your uniform, you represent the Navy.
Why don't I prepare for both?
Uniform makes it harder.
Uniform makes it harder?
Uniform will make it harder for them to slight you.
To slight you, yes.
Because if they slight you, they'll be slighting the Navy. And there could be some serious consequences.
She says, I kind of intend to disturb a little dung, she says. I want to test some reactions. My own personal reasons, but because... Yeah, I have reason to test things, she says, so...
Admiral
I think...
Sunfall. He's retired.
Right.
Is the biggest ass I think I've ever met.
She says, I wasn't sure if that was Ruavel's bias or if that was a legitimate opinion. I will now chalk it up to legitimate opinion.
She nods. She says, he asked me to take Ruavel on as a midshipman. In that way that a retired admiral asks for anything. Saying your career might depend upon this. And the reasoning for it is because he believes my ship is somewhat lesser prestige than other captains' ships. She says.
And yet he entrusted his only son to your hand, which is saying something.
He's entrusted his only son because he's a bit of an ass.
He wanted to humiliate Ruavel
Ruavel.
with a position that was less than what he should have commanded.
Yes, and Ruavel rose to the challenge. Ruavel rose up and became a good officer in my...
Well, he's
Well,
not
he's
really
becoming.
an officer yet.
He's becoming a good officer.
Yes, he is, she says.
She says. And I approve of him. Says, if Ruavel Sr. gives you any lip, feel free to tell him off. He's retired.
She says, I still know that probably isn't a good plan.
She says, it all depends, darling. It depends on how far you want to go in the Navy. Right now, probably a bad idea. You've got aspirations to be a captain someday, to be an admiral.
I don't know if I can handle an admiral's ship, but I'd sure like to command my own ship, she says.
Yes, she says. And if you're ever going to command a starseed, she says, you're going to need it.
Well, then maybe I am best suited to starting with civilian clothes, but being prepared to switch to Navy mode should it become necessary.
Excellent. She says that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'll get you some jewelry. Our house jewelry.
Better to need and have than need and not have.
She says, I got a few pieces for all you girls.
Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate that, she says. She gives her a hug.
Yeah, she hugs you back. She goes, well, you're all my girls. Yeah, so she hands out some jewelry pieces from her jewelry chest in her room. Right? Some really nice pieces.
Great pick out stuff that'll go with the fabrics that I chose for whatever outfit.
And she has you pick out stuff for Yasma too.
Right. It's probably got primarily silver and mithril theme to it with cool colors for the various jewels, because obviously she'd have things that flattered a she look and complexion.
Yep. I'll just pitch my pipe on the floor.
Siobhan does not have the king's name, so we're going to have to make it up. That's okay. We have a name generator. I'll do it right now, so be prepared to write it down. Name generator Alfar.
His last name is Radiant.
Yes, that much we know.
How about Dorian?
I like Dorian.
Okay, I was gonna offer Corvin as one of the... It would mean legendary forest. But we could do Dorian, I'm not that picky.
Yeah, Dorian Radiant is his name.
Okay.
Corvana was his mother.
I like it.
Or Corvina.
I like Corvana.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay.
So we're going to the other group now?
Yes.
We head to the library from here. I'm AFK for a moment.
And you guys go into the library.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well, oh,
The library is a dusty old affair with books piled up, right, in various corners and on shelves and everything like that. They are organized by the Dragon Song library classification system, right? Which you're basically familiar with. You can read the index cards and stuff like that to find books in the library there. Literally.
Okay.
Right, you know the basics of the system anyways. Not like you're a librarian.
No.
Right. Yeah.
But
So,
I've been here often enough that I know
yeah.
the sections that I need to find easier though too.
Yep. Imagine it's basically like the Dewey Decimal System. Similar system.
Yep. Okay. So history is over here.
Yeah, you take them to the history section. Right? And the history section is littered with books about elven history in general terms, right? Including some specific house books.
Yep.
You can make me a luck roll, or Arian, which is a D20.
17.
17. There is a book on the Mithrasis house in there. House Mithrasis.
Yeah, I'll pull that out.
Yeah, roll me 2d10.
Me?
No, Arian. Add them together.
15.
15. The book is reasonably recent, only about... It goes up to about the last 80 years. Alright.
I would cover till when I was about 10 years old, so.
Yeah. Alright, so as you flip through it, it's basically a biography of members of the household. Alright? With portraits painted of them, like on the page, like watercolor type painting of the various members of the house, including your father and your mother. All right. And there is an entry for you in there.
Excuse me?
Yeah. The book says that when it was written was about 10 years after you were born, right? And it says that your father, Mithrasis, right, and his wife had a child, Arian, right, on your birth date. And not much is known of that branch of the family, basically.
So what's it say about my dad?
It says your dad was sent to be governor of Peridot. Right? The Glimmerfell colonies on Peridot. Right? Because, Castellan is a Glimmerfell colony. Right? And Kanathi is a Glimmerfell colony. Right? So he was supposed to be the governor of those colonies. But apparently there was some scandal that prevented him from being governor of Kanathi. They went with their own thing. Right? I believe they have a senate of elders. Right? Sort of a cross between an elders council and a senate. Right? And that's what they do, but your father was supposed to be the governor of Castellan. So you have no idea why he would have been on a ship. That's not in there. Right? It is in there about the fact that your mother was the ranking officer on that ship, not your father.
Well, that's different than what I always thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So my mom was the officer on the ship.
Yep. And your father was an officer on the ship too, but she outranked him.
Yeah, I remember she was a pilot.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, she was a pilot. Accordingly to this, she studied at Aces High. Right? Which is like the pilot's academy. You know? It's actually called Skyreach something military academy, right? But it's called Aces High as its colloquial name.
Yeah.
Right? You know. Right? And it's like West Point, but for aviators.
Right. It's like Top Gun, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, except for cadets, not actual pilots. You know. Yeah, she graduated from Aces High. She graduated in some of the highest marks in her class. Right? And was assigned as the head pilot on board the ship that they were on, which I can't remember what it was called. Do you remember what I called it?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Still looking?
Yeah, I have it on my notes here for.
Sorry, it's the Celestis.
The Celestis, right. Right, that's right.
Sorry, I
Okay.
forgot I had my mic muted. I already said it once and I forgot to.
Yeah, and I just got to it on my page too. So,
right.
Yeah,
So she was the head pilot on the Celestis, right? And he was a navigator, not the head navigator. An officer, though. All right. But graduating from Aces High is going to put you very high ranking. Yeah. It's the fast track to a commandership.
So basically, I am related to these other mythicists on.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of your mom in there. Really flattering one too, actually. A really flattering painting of her in basically Kanafi styled noblewoman's garb. Right? Like feathers and silks and stuff, right? And it's a portrait painted of her.
Wow. Your mom's beautiful.
Yeah, she was. And that's my dad, I guess. I mean, looking at him, he still looks like a stranger to me. How does that work, even?
Probably because you didn't get to bond with him.
I don't know. I mean, I served on their ship as a midshipman when I was young. How do I not remember him?
Probably because he wasn't in your direct line of command.
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, so this is about the time that you're coming in. And Xerxes and them are coming back from the bar at this time. Alright? We'll play that out in a little bit, but Xerxes says, maybe you just blocked it out because he's Alfar. Maybe the Alfar really offended you.
We already found
I
something?
don't know.
He-
Yeah, family history.
I'll spin the book around and I'll show Celine the pictures and the entries on my parents.
and him.
Okay. I missed it because I was out of the room. Summary of what it said?
The summary of what it said is that the day he was born, right, and what his name is, right, and there's no portrait of him or anything, right, that he was born in Kanafi, right? No, he was
Okay.
born in Castellan, sorry.
Okay.
Right? Castellan and Kanafi are both Glimmerfell colonies, except for Kanafi is independent of Glimmerfell. Right? I think you said they have an Elders Council.
They have a monarchy, but they declared their independence like
Yeah.
ago. Just a second here, and I will double check the history. Hold on here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm looking at this entry, and what's the information on his dad?
Well, his father was the eldest son of a local powerful elf lord.
Okay.
Right? And accordingly, he was a philanderer, according to his accounts in the book, and impregnated a Nunnehi girl, right, who was a noble, a Nunnehi noble,
Right.
right, and so to avoid war with Kanafi, he was forced to marry her.
Aha.
Right? It's unclear as to whether or not that was what he wanted to do.
Gotcha.
But to all accounts, he was a good husband. Right? According to the entries in the book, right, the gossip is that your grandfather, Arian, was supposed to be the governor of Castellan.
Cleastolan, I believe
yeah.
is.
Cleastolan, sorry, yeah. right? He was supposed to be the government of Castellan, right? Only he didn't want to go that far away. Well, you know the history, but he didn't want to go that far away from the court, so he sent his
Right.
son to do it, which infuriated the king because it was an important colony,
Right.
right? So when his son married a Nunnehy girl, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back,
Gotcha.
right? But he had to marry her because he impregnated her.
Well, from what little I remember, Mom never said anything about him not loving her.
Yeah, no, your mom never said anything bad about your father. You remember your mom talking about your father,
Right. And
right?
she said he loved her.
Oh, yeah. She was convinced he loved her. And you.
It's just,
So there
and I'll
was
tell,
something
and
else.
I'll tell Celine the same thing. It's really weird because even looking at this picture, he looks like a stranger. I can't place him in my mind as my father.
Those memories were plucked from your head.
Do you think intentionally, says Ravel, like somebody did it?
Well, why go to that trouble if you're not going to erase all this history? I cannot imagine the purpose of that.
Maybe he saw or heard something,
That
and all
could be.
memory of his father needed to be removed.
Okay, Celine is an Aryan Rod priestess. That means she knows stuff about psychology. She says, when someone has been through a difficult and traumatic experience, especially when they're really young, it's not uncommon for them to block the whole thing from their mind and anything associated with it that might remind them. That's possible, she says. Maybe you did see something, she says to Arian.
Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I'm not good enough yet to be able to
I was going to say, it
help
seems
with
a
that.
lot more like convent than to remove your memory.
She glances over at Madrimlian and says, I had not thought of that, but you're right. Maybe when you're better at developing these new abilities, maybe we can help with that.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to focus on those for a little while.
I know a guy, says Xerxes, on Glimmerfell that might be able to help.
Okay.
Oh?
He calls himself a Somblomancer,
What is that?
speaker of dreams.
Do you remember your dreams at all, Arian?
I mean, normally, yes, but nothing from my childhood.
Okay. Then yeah. Fair enough. That might work. The Aryan Rod priestesses do that too, she
Yeah,
says.
I know. He says that he's a worshiper of Arianrod, but he's not a priest. I think he's a hypnotist.
I've heard of such things, she says. Sometimes that's incorporated in mind healing work, she says.
My dad sees him. He's a physician to my father.
Is he trustworthy then?
In other words, will he reveal things to my dad?
Well, I assume he will, but that's not what I mean.
No.
She says, I mean, there's a possibility of court intrigue being a factor here. How deep would it go? Can we dare trust anyone in the court of Glimmerfell?
Good point. Says. We could trust his daughter. I don't know if she's any as good.
Well, regardless, I can probably ask at any Aryan Rod temple. I am an acolyte after all, she says.
Yep.
Well, this is all super weird and interesting, but this shield here at the bottom underneath my dad's picture with the red and yellow vertical stripes and the unicorns and ships.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like
That's your
my
device.
branches of them?
That's your
my
father's.
branches of.
Yeah, yours. Yeah. You would put a bar across the top of it with embattlements on it.
Would he? If he's the only son.
Oh, no,
Lord
yeah.
Mithridates, she says.
He says, yeah, you are Lord Mithridates. He says.
The sergeant just kind of looks kind of poleaxed. He's like, Lord, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
Elf Lord. More like a duke than a lord, but
Above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Celine with a smile.
It's above hers, it's above mine.
but, I mean, Unc said something about the duchy, but he always made it sound like it was a bad thing.
he says,
Which I
well,
don't talk about it.
Well,
Oh, can
you're
you imagine their faces if he comes and claims the duchy of,
Mithridates?
and yeah.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, he says, your grandfather is not with us anymore. Right?
Oh, that puts him even higher in the ranking.
He went to the great beyond like 10 years ago. Alright? He says, so, his wife runs the estate, but she's an old elf, he says.
If she had any claim over, she'd have asserted it.
Or
This
she
is
would
going
have
to be
done
interesting.
some political maneuvering to get her second or her second-born's grandchild into the position.
No other kids. Elves, remember? He says.
There is always a chance.
Yeah, I know.
That
He
she
says,
will be happy regardless of the circumstances born to see you. She said she's near the end of her life, and I'm sure she's got many regrets.
we can
Well,
hope.
from what it says, yeah, from what it says here, they weren't too happy when Dad married my mom.
Yeah.
So what should I do
Yeah,
with
if
this?
I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
want to
but
do
that
with
was
it?
like 80 some odd years ago.
what's the librarian's name?
Which one? There's about a
The one who's
dozen
on
of
duty
them.
right now.
Uh,
The one I know best.
Kalis. Kalis Wintersinger. She's a she.
Well, I look over at Xerxes and I go, "You're the guy who knows all about this crap. What should I do?"
He goes, well,
Madrumlin walks up to Kit.
okay, I'm talking. He says, well, honestly, man, he says, it all depends on you. You have every right to the estate of Mithrasis on Glimmerfell, he says. And you have all the right to the estate of Mithrasis on Peridot,
Peridot.
he says. So, if you want to claim it, I'll back your claim, man.
Jesus, can I claim one and not the other?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I don't know anything about court. I don't know anything about operating at that level.
Well, no, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jesus, that would freak me right out, I think. Are you okay?
I'm not sure. I mean,
Right? It'd be like, I'm trying to put myself into your position, and it'd be like if somebody just told me, like, hey, guess what? You're king. Right?
yeah, I mean,
Close.
You know?
shit. I don't know what to do. I mean,
Yeah, man.
everything I've been taught is that I do my duty. And
Well,
if this is mine, that's my duty. But it was
yeah.
never mine before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was never yours that you knew about. But he says, look,
Well, how big a wrench is this going to throw in things? I mean, shit.
I
Look
think
at
it'd be
me.
bloody hilarious myself, but look at you. Yeah, you look every inch a nobleman of the Nunahi, he says.
True. You know, honestly, one of the reasons why I throw things in the face of the Elfar is because I'm a noble of the court.
Hmm.
I'm not a very high-ranking one,
Yeah.
but I am. It's my duty to do the job that is expected of the nobility of the court. And they make it difficult to exclude us. I way through the door, she says.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it. How that affects you, because everyone has to decide their duty differently, right? It's all about our own personal relationship with duty.
Ma'am, Marine.
Yeah.
Begin with
sure.
duty, end with duty, nothing in between. Fuck.
I don't know, says Bonbin. She sort of shrugs. Just start with trying to meet your grandma.
That's a thought.
Yeah, I guess I could see what her reaction is.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, Vonvin might have a point. She's had
she
80
could
years
just
to
be
soften.
absolutely thrilled.
She's had 80 years to soften about the idea. Yeah.
She looks at Yasma, Lurik, and Arden and says, "You guys have been really quiet about this. What are your thoughts?"
I'm thinking his family is not going to be too much into him having knowing someone who's an orphan.
Probably not.
Screw that. They could either put
Does.
up with it or I'll walk. Or
Well,
I'll
yeah.
take everything and make them walk. One of the two.
Yeah, you see, that's my opinion too, says Xerxes. Alright?
I smile.
If people don't like you, well, don't like you because of who you are, not what you are. Right? He says, Vonvin is amazing. He says, and she has the right coloration. But
Celine rolls her eyes, but she's like, nods.
But everybody's going to say she doesn't have the lineage.
Well, we don't
We
know
don't
that,
know
do we?
that. We don't know that. Right? For all I know, she could be.
Celine's mom made a very, very wise recommendation.
What's that?
She suggested that I go to the Tower of the Sun and Moon while I'm at Glimmerfall and talk to the High Mages. They've traced lineages before.
That's true. I was gonna say, for all I know, you could be a Kimarine. I
Wouldn't that
understand.
just be the thing?
I understand that guy was poking his dick into everything that he could possibly find for a while.
I don't believe a third of the stories
That
I've
is
heard
possible.
about that entire group, she says.
Yeah, well,
Not a third.
I don't believe a third of it either, he says, but he's done some pretty amazing stuff.
So
We can.
basically, it sounds like. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, well, we can prove some of it, I suppose. Go ahead, it's fine, Arian.
Well, it sounds like no matter what we do on this trip, we're going to be, putting a bag of dog poo on the porch and lighting it on fire in one way or another.
Yep.
That's just something that I think about, she says, looking at Arian. It's filled with Elfar. Decisions made benefit Elfar. They need she. They need Nunahi. They need some sylphs and some nymphs too, but one thing at a time, she says.
Yeah.
A tree ant wouldn't hurt either. They're really wise.
A few which? I didn't catch what you said, Von Vin.
Tree ants.
Ah, tree ants. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I guess we should go with what we got planned. Let's figure out what Lady Alpenville came up with for us. I doubt I can get anything in the house design in this short a time, but I guess if we're going to go to court and make a stink, I need to look the part.
Mm-hmm.
So go buy some jewelry. So I looked the part, and I guess we need to go to the Tower of the Sun and Moon and go see my grandma. Whoever the hell that is.
All right.
Okay. I arrange just to pilot.
Perfect.
Just gotta wait for him to sober out.
Oh, wonderful, she says. Is this a good idea?
Well, he knows how to get there.
Does Ruvel know how to get there? He's at least sober.
Ruvel says, I think so.
Oh, you think so? Okay. Maybe I should do an augury and find out which is the better idea. Do that. I think she's gonna go tell by way of the leaves and the trees inside around the library. There's a name for this, but I don't remember what it's called. And I'm gonna go check that out. And as to say, so cast augury.
Okay, roll percentile dice.
Okay.
While she's doing that, the sergeant will look over at Yasna and say, I'm sorry. I didn't know about this either.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll figure it out.
Putting together my awesome dice tray. Awesome dice tray.
But I bet your grandma's going to hate me.
We got to get past her hating me first to worry even about that.
True.
Besides, I'm already mixed blood. What's one more thing added into the mix? I don't care.
And you shouldn't either, man.
I don't even know what blood I am.
Well, you're she, obviously, but says, aside from that, I don't think it should matter, says Zerubbabel. I think that it matters who a person is, not what they are. I know I'm fucking crazy for an
But
Alfar, he
since
says. What's that, London?
Since we're going to the Tower of Space, she should check out anyways, and maybe she wants to see who her parents were. Find out what
Sure. Sure, maybe we can trace your lineage
left
too.
alone.
I think Brianna may have been trying to talk and hasn't been able to get a word in edgewise.
I'm sorry, Brianna, go ahead.
Well, the reason I was asking about the librarians is I was going to go talk to her about taking the book out of the library.
Yeah.
But you told me you're talking, and so I just muted it, and I haven't been able to talk since.
Sorry.
And it's long past that point now.
No, it's not. No, actually, it's not. They're just talking in the library, and, you know, yeah, Kalis is... I'll switch to that scene now. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Brianna, I didn't mean to be an ass. Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, she looks at you as you come over. Lilas, she says.
I was hoping to ask for permission to take a couple books out of the library.
Okay, she says.
One being the Mithrasis family record.
Where is that one?
In the histories.
The modern histories?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no problem, she says. You'll just have to sign for it.
Of course. He does.
Yeah.
I was also wondering, I haven't had a chance to look for it yet, but is there a Star Song family record?
Star Song? She goes, I don't know. I'll look. Roll a d20, Von Vin.
$19.
19. Yes, she says there absolutely is. Interesting, they come from a long line of druids.
Yeah, one of my companions is Von Van Star Song, a druid.
Oh. Well, yeah. There's a book here in the histories up there. I can't reach it, she says.
Not a problem, I should be able to get it.
Yeah.
Would I be able to send that one out as well?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. And he'll sign for it as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and he'll go retrieve the book.
Yep.
Bring it back to the table. Well, Vonvin, I have a surprise for you. And places the book in front of her.
Oh. Expecting that.
What's that?
Oh, expecting that. She checks it out.
Okay, roll 2d10 for me. Add them together.
Do you have mind flares and nautiloids and spelljam? Well,
we have...
Can I address that? This is not Spelljammer. Somewhat similar to Spelljammer, and a lot of things are very similar, but it is not Spelljammer. There are no nautiloids.
Yeah.
Right? There is a creature that is somewhat similar to mind flares that are called Cthulhans, and but they're not identical either. there are some significant differences of Craftian origins.
Yeah, more like
Yeah.
fish head guys than squid head guys, but
Oh no, I think I made them squid head guys, but they're like the same.
yeah, they're more Cthulhu. They're more Lovecraftian.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Exactly. Siobhan Madrimlian drank fluid. Yeah. Okay, so a whole 11 is what Von Vin rolled.
11? Okay, it goes up to what you assume is your grandmother. Or your grandfather. Right, because the date would be about 300 years ago.
Yeah, I'm afraid the last record in here is about 300 years ago.
Well, that still gives information right up to your grandfather.
Brianna used reroll.
Oh, okay. Roll again. Speak up, Brianna. You have a voice.
I did speak up.
You're really quiet now.
Sorry.
Nope, still really quiet.
Sorry about that.
Ah. Okay, what'd you roll, Von Vin?
3.
3. Okay.
Can I use the reroll that Barbarossa gave me? Oh, no, never mind. Warlock redeemed one.
Okay, roll again.
We're back to 11.
Back to 11. Anybody else want to try? Okay,
Sure.
I'll spend off a reroll.
This information. This is important. Roll a different die for fuck's sakes.
Wait, we do have another one that's sitting there that no one has to spend
Now we're
off
up to
for as well.
15.
She already spent one.
Yeah. 14? Alright, that's better.
Yeah, okay, a 14 will give you your mom. And your mom's older brother.
In here, and apparently her older brother.
Well, that's a place to start.
Your uncle is a druid. The great druid of Glimmerfell.
I do know my uncle. Yes.
Okay.
Helped raise me. It never mentioned that he was directly my uncle.
Interesting.
Well, you know, the whole community raised me, right? But now I have some specific questions. I think I can.
Sounds typical of druids, says Xerxes. They'll be all cryptic and stuff until you actually ask the question.
The sergeant will raise an eyebrow.
That way, but
Pardon, Von Vin? I heard the sergeant raising an eyebrow.
not all of us.
Yeah. Only the old ones. What's up, Sergeant?
He looks over at Xerxes. Great Druid's pretty high ranking, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, he's the guy in charge.
Yeah.
Apparently we're a bunch of scions here.
Yeah. Well, Great Druid's a high-ranking druid. He says, I don't know what my dad's going to think of that, but personally, There's two things I don't give, and that is a rat's ass. He says.
Somebody's been hanging around the Marines too long, and it's interfering with his court language, I think.
He says, that's right. I'm a Marine now, and that's his fault.
Incidentally, 5 on my percentile die check.
Okay. What would I have you for a roll percentile dice for?
I was casting
Alright,
augury
right,
to see
right,
whether
yeah.
or not it was a good idea, drunken lunatic, that they managed to find, drive us, or pilot us to Glimmerfell,
Yeah.
or whether it'd be a better idea to get Ruavel to do it, who might remember how to do it.
No, your best bet is to get the guy who knows how to get there to do it.
Good, okay. The omens say I should trust your drunken pilot, she says.
Yes. Well, if you got to delay poison or something, we could get there like now. He could just delay poison on him and we could go.
She checks her watch to see if our clothing and whatnot will be done yet. For a
Yeah,
while,
about
it's
an hour.
possible.
About an hour, she said about 6 hours, so.
Well, we got about an hour to go before our clothing's ready, so we'll check in on him then, I guess.
Yeah. He's laying down. Him.
Okay.
Yeah, for your information there, Crowley, if you want to play it, I will. But basically, they just went to an Alfar bar, right, and found a pilot.
He went for a pee break.
Oh, okay. I'll tell him when he gets back.
Come on in.
All right. Yeah.
Well, while we're killing time, the sergeant will walk back the aisle where we found the books on the other families and look and see if there's anything on the snow winds.
On the snow winds.
Well, there might as well be at this rate.
I rolled an 18 on my luck roll.
You're on the 18 on your luck roll. Okay. Yes. There's a book on snow winds.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You don't say. What's it say?
It says that the snow winds are a military family. Right. Basically, you come from a long line of Marines.
Why do I have a funny feeling
Well, what
that
are the
they were
odds, eh?
on the...
What was that there, Madrimlin?
Well, I have a funny feeling that her parents were on the Celestis.
You know what? We can find that out, she says. All we have to do is...
roll me 2d10 first, Yasma. And all we have to do is...
the naval records section of the library, and we can look at the ship roster, she says. Let's do it. Well, I'm doing it anyway. She goes over there.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second to find those D10s.
Okay.
By the way, I don't know if what our sound effects are currently doing. Are they like still marketplace? Because now we're in a nice quiet library.
Right. I should change that to a library. Where did I got? I got a library in here somewhere. Library of Arcana.
There we go.
Restricted section. There we go. Nah.
So I add them together. I got 9.
Yeah. 9? Okay, it goes to what you would assume is your grandparents about 300 years ago.
Yeah.
We do have a reroll from DM Stretch for any player. Oh, and Warlock Redeem one anyway.
Okay, roll again.
If the cat will get off the board. Hold on, here we go. 7 and a 7, so 14.
14. Yep. It goes up to about 70 years ago.
Okay.
Right? And with a Yathar Snowwind.
Yathar? Okay.
Yathar, yeah.
And who's that to me?
Probably your father.
Oh.
Because he's the one that they talk about 70 years ago. Right? So.
Okay.
Right? And he married a she-woman of the. Sure, I'm going to say Miss Winter family.
Okay.
And her name is Ariana.
My parents.
Yeah. You think
Just
that's
give me
your
one
parents?
moment.
Oh. Never thought I'd know my parents' names.
There's a lot of firsts for all of us today.
Yeah.
Marines, hey? What are the odds? She says.
Yeah, your parents were both Marine lieutenants.
Cool.
Lieutenants, that means they work their way up through the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
During the Succession Wars, maybe? She has a look. I might not be able to here. I might require a Navy library for that.
Navy library for that.
Okay.
But
well,
there's
we'll
a picture.
check that out.
There are pictures of your parents in there.
Sure,
And
okay.
she looks like your mom.
Oh.
You look a lot like your mom.
I tear up a little.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm a little gobsmacked with all of this, says Celine.
Right. We need to hit those naval records that are in here if we can.
Yeah.
Ship's cruise.
You'd do better if we hit the naval base at Glimmerfell.
Right, we're gonna need our uniforms for that.
Well, fortunately, I have mine all nicely packed up and ready to go, she says.
I don't go anywhere without this bag, and it's got everything, so.
Oh, that reminds me, Sis Bonvin. The Admiral sent something for you.
What's that?
Alone, but her jewelry.
The captain.
Oh, us girls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Or the captain.
Jewelry?
Sorry, not Dad.
I've never gotten to really wear real jewelry before.
Well, I think you'll
So
like
this will be a
this.
first.
Yep. Some stunning sapphires, I think, for her.
Ooh, pretty. Wow.
Wait, so your mom was a Mist Winter, and Selena's a Winter Mist. Is there any ties between those families?
I meant Miss Winter.
Oh, well, you meant Winter
Winter
Mist,
Mist, yeah.
because that's my name?
Yeah. I meant winter mist.
Okay, because I didn't actually twig to that.
Oh.
Because I figured that it had been. When she sees winter mist, she raises an eyebrow, looks at her. Winter mist, she says.
I wonder if we're related.
Me too, she says. Maybe we should visit the Tower of the Sun and Moon too and find out.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Well, let's go.
I'm kind of.
What's that?
Madrid was going. I'm kind of glad that I know my ancestry, my history.
So you think.
Yeah.
You're an elf. Like 25% of us are not sired by the guy we think we are. He says.
Point, but what difference does that make in the rules of family and inheritance?
True, he says. The only reason I'm sure I'm my dad's kid is because I got the same red hair.
I know my
She
lineage.
says.
But, yeah.
At least
Yeah,
that's
pretty
my
sure.
At least
lineage
you
is
do.
my parents were assholes. My grandparents were assholes. Everybody on my planet to me are assholes.
You got a whole planet full of assholes, eh?
Assholes.
Yeah, didn't they say you were bad luck or something?
I don't know. It's Ronvin that.
That's what?
I was banished from my homeworld because of the color of my fur.
Well, that's retarded. I'm sorry.
We thought elves were
Yeah.
racist.
I'm sorry, he says, maybe that is something significant in your culture, but it just sounds retarded to me. You know, like, what difference does the color of your fur
Yeah,
make?
something long ago. There was an
I could ask.
all-blood-born
Okay.
race. So, other time, so I was a bad omen.
Well, you're a good omen to us, man.
That I wasn't killed at birth, and then once they found me, it was banishment or death. So here I am.
Well, they're assholes. You're right.
I mean, if you think about it, they're Xerxes. What's the difference between hair color?
Well, I don't think there's any difference. We're all bloody elves.
Yeah, but most Alfar do.
Yeah, well, Alpha are fucking head. Trust me, I'm not against you guys on this one.
Yeah, I know.
Going to get a tongue lashing if you continue to use that marine language when you get back to court.
Yeah. I gotta watch my potty mouth, he says.
Well, not if you show up in a marine uniform.
Yeah, maybe it would be better if we all showed up in marine uniform. I don't know, she says. I was weighing the politics.
Just wondering if they'll let a sergeant in.
They'll let you in.
But this jewelry is not going to look any good on a uniform.
This is my thought.
Yeah.
Decent. We
She
swap out
says,
to our
if all
marine
of this-
uniforms if we need them.
Right.
Exactly.
I think that's probably best. We're on leave currently, officially.
Mm-hmm.
But
But we have the right to wear our uniforms.
To be on leave.
What was that, Crowley?
Dress accordingly as you would be on leave, right? We're going to some so let's dress fancy dancy. And, you know, when we got to be uniforms.
Yeah. You always dress fancy, man.
Yeah, there's only one problem with being in the Navy.
Well, yeah.
You're always
but,
on mark.
You know.
Okay. Let's go see what Lady Alpenvale cooked up for us.
Okay.
You guys head back to Alpenvale Taylor's.
Yep.
Yeah, Lady Alpenvale is there to greet you as she's standing in the door when you get there. She waves. I finished early, she says.
Handy, she says. Thank you very much.
She says, come on in for a final fitting.
Great.
Yep. She takes you in, and she has made some stunning dresses for you ladies.
Oh, wow, she says.
Right. In silver. Except for Von Vincent Platinum.
I think more of a mithril than
Mithril,
platinum.
Give everyone anything so nice.
Platinum isn't the color you think it is.
I know platinum looks like sort of a silvery gray.
It's not. It's more of a white gold color. Right, but mithril is kind of a bluish silver.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, mithril. Yeah.
Wow, those are beautiful.
These are amazing. Thank you very much.
She goes, oh, it's my pleasure. She says. And for Arian, she made an outfit in his house colors.
Interesting, because she wasn't sure.
Yeah, except he was introduced as a Mithrasis in Peridot.
Ah, right. And she would have talked to her brother.
Yep, she says, I thought this would be appropriate. Right? The garb is sort of a combination of Nunnehi chic and almost casual Alfar. Right? You know, it's like it's made of leather, but it's like soft, supple leather. Right?
Okay.
And it's designed to be both functional and good looking. Right? Something that perhaps if they were trying to fit in, a Nunnehi might wear. If they were trying to fit into an Alfar court and didn't want to wear Alfar clothes.
Right.
It's really well done. I don't know if I'm describing it well.
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so and she's got outfits for the boys. Yep, and she even made a new coat for Crowley.
Thank you.
In silver and blue, like the dress that Yasma's wearing.
Nice. Thank you.
Right. And hat. She haberdashed a hat for you.
Ooh.
She does haberdashery too?
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing.
Does it have a peacock feather in it?
Yeah, probably some peacock feathers, yeah. Because that would be nice blue and green and iridescent. go really well with
They
the
also
silver.
come in white too, so there could be like a white one with the blue green one.
Yeah.
Nice. This is beautiful work.
She goes, "It's my pleasure," she says. "I love doing this, and this is just my life," she says. "I love doing it." You can put it on my dad's tab, says.
Nonsense, I will pay for my own, she says.
You can let me treat you.
Exasperated. Fine, she says.
Put it on my dad's
Thank
tab.
you.
We'll put it on my tab. My dad's going to take it out of my allowance anyway, so. Yeah. Alright. She goes, "I thought that you looked familiar."
Thank you very much.
She goes, "Yeah, I know. You were looking at me strange, and I thought that I wouldn't, I wasn't fooling you." She goes, "You weren't." She goes, "You look much better with red hair." Yeah.
Why can I see him doffing the hat in a bow?
No, because other people might be looking in.
Yeah.
Right? All he did was changed his hair color, right? So.
Silly.
She says, "Try better next time." Because it's worked for everybody else.
They're not accustomed to dealing with the nobility.
Are you sure it works for everybody else? Maybe they're just not saying anything.
That's true, too.
That's possible, I guess, he says. But I just don't know what I would look like if I didn't look like me.
Give yourself a broken nose.
Pardon?
He means make your nose a little crooked like it's been broken before.
Oh.
Not actually punch yourself in the face, although that would be amusing, but no.
Yeah, no. He says, "I don't, I'm not a masochist."
Imagine an elongated chin, larger ears, and more graying hair like an older man.
Or make yourself look a bit more like him. That would be a good idea.
A bit more like who?
Indicates
Ruvel.
Ruvel.
Okay. Now he sort of looks like Ruvel with fucking black hair.
No. She says, go back to the others.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird, says Ruvel.
Barbarossa is throwing magic rerolls at us. This rate, dude.
I've got him.
Okay.
That's why
So-
I told Siobhan she should better start taking notes of that.
Yeah.
So are we talking courtier's outfit, noble's outfit?
For you? A noble's outfit, not a courtier's outfit. Right?
Okay.
It's
Just so I
much
know
more.
what to take.
Pardon?
Just so I know what to take off my gold reserves.
No,
Xerxes is paying.
yeah, Xerxes bought the outfits for everybody. Out of his allowance.
Oh, thanks, Xerxes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Celine tried to argue him out of it, but he wasn't listening.
I thought he was just talking about Celine's and Fontaines, but okay.
Nope. No, he was talking about everybody's. He had put them all on his tab. Yep.
Well, thank her. And
Yeah. And head out?
Take our leave.
Yeah, with your new outfits and...
To Xerxes, if you constantly pay for everything expensive that we get, we're going to start to feel indebted to you.
He says, but I don't pay for everything expensive that you get. What else have I paid for?
Half the bug suits.
Oh, that's different. That's like work equipment.
I don't know. I kind of expect him to do that because he kind of forced those on us. So.
Yeah. But all I ever bought for you guys was this. So what are you saying constantly?
Our last court outfits too, our last fancy outfits as well.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
Imperative.
It's all right, she says. I'm just saying.
Don't feel indebted to me. I don't want anybody to feel indebted.
Sorry, we're distracted by cats trying to kill each other peacefully, and the other one decided it was a good time to attack him.
And you had to die now. Now she's pretending to clean herself.
Yeah, I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. Anyway, Crowley.
Yeah. Was he talking?
Yes, Crowley was just saying that Yasma's and his outfits were purchased by Crowley.
Yeah. He says, I just like to do nice things for my friends.
That just don't let it get out of hand, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, I didn't have too many friends till I met you guys, so just Pinhead over here.
Oh, my drummer would have signed out the,
Aw.
where is she? Yeah, the Snowwind one as well.
Yep, I figured. I was just going to say the Snowwind would. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you see, Magellan still has 3 books in his arms.
Yeah, this doesn't faze Celine at all. I'm sure that she's seen him take books out of the library before.
So while we're on our way to go to the ship, Aaron, on the D20 or the D20 PFSRD, there's a copy spell.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not from
familiar
a
with it.
normal book, but it's on the SRD.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Can I find a scroll of that?
Absolutely.
Nice sheet of parchment.
It's cheap. I mean, they're common. Copy scrolls.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get a copy scroll.
Okay.
However much it costs, and a nice sheet of parchment.
Uh,
And I'm gonna copy the picture of Yasma's parents for her
okay.
out of
Copy
the
the
book.
picture on paper. Paper would be better.
Paper?
Yeah. Paper is the height of it. And you'd want spell paper to be the best one. Or canvas. You could copy it onto canvas. Then it would look like a canvas print, basically.
Okay, that's basically what I want to do.
Yeah, okay.
Good thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys... Somebody was going to talk? Alright. Change the music.
Okay, I'm AFK for a moment. Because I assume we're... Actually, no, I guess I... Because we're about to meet the drunken pilot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys head to the docks. They start looking around for a boat. We're looking for the Emerald Queen, he says. Which eventually you guys find. Sitting in the harbor. It's a small freighter. Right.
Okay.
It's in reasonable shape. Like, it's old, but it's not like it's falling apart.
Actually, just a sec. I do have to be AFK for a moment, so carry on without me. But I've got to make sure that our boy Kitty is not getting a snack.
Yeah. He's not allowed to snack now because he's getting his knackers cut off in the morning.
Lucky him.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not going to think it's so lucky.
Yeah. He's going to be ready to put out, I
Nope.
think.
Yeah.
His sister will like it, though. He'll stop trying to rape her.
Yeah. I was going to say,
Oh my.
he'd be mad at you.
What's that? Rowan?
He'll be mad at you and not talk to you for a couple of days.
Yeah, not me.
I said, he'll be mad at you and not talk to you for a couple of days.
Yeah, not me. I'm not taking him to the vet.
Someone else's?
Yep. Diane is.
Someone else's turn to be the bad guy?
Yep, Diane's. She's the only one that he'll come to. Alright, so... Alright, if we bring that crate in here in the morning, there's no way that any of the rest of us will get him into it.
Well, once we get on the ship, I'll go aside.
Like the other day out there inspecting 17 packs.
Okay, you guys just walked on each other there. Chris, go ahead. You were talking first.
I was going to say, once we get on the ship, I'll go aside with Madrimlian and the book and the piece of canvas and the scroll and copy the picture and then give it to Yasma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you guys approach up to the boat. He calls onto it. A few minutes later, an elf. He's a she. He's disheveled. Right. Looks like he just woke up. He's got a coffee in one hand and a pipe in the other. Pokes his head out of the main wheelhouse. This is a crew going to the island, says. That's right. This is Cersei's. This is my crew. Alright, come aboard. Try not to touch anything.
The Madrima looks around. Is it dirty in here?
Oh no. Nope, it's actually fairly well kept.
Okay.
It's neat. And the only thing that is there's a half bottle of whiskey, right, sitting in the sink in the main cabin.
All right.
Right. Let me know when you're all aboard, and we'll get the hell out of here. So you guys all climb aboard, and
What kind of boat is it?
it's a freighter. It's a gnomish freighter.
Does he have a crew?
No.
Do you need anyone else to lend a hand? We are all experienced star hands.
Well, you can catch off that bow line.
Gotcha, she says. Yep.
She's pretty much. He starts running around pulling ropes, and sails start flying out, and designed for one guy. He starts yelling as he's going back and forth.
Fascinating.
I was about to say the same thing, Despondent, as she's checking out the setup.
Yeah.
So's Madrimlian.
He has a lot of pulleys and gears and widgets and cranks, and yeah, he doesn't pilot from the wheelhouse.
Okay.
He pilots from a rudder in the back.
That's bizarre.
Pulling ropes to pull the sails from there. Right? He'll turn this crank, you see, and it'll pull the sail in, and you'll start to turn. And
yeah, so basically like a modern tiller and
yeah,
like what's the word? It's not yacht that I'm looking for. There's a small sailboat that I've seen.
like schooner.
Schooner. That is the word I was looking for. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, like a schooner.
Yeah, single-masted schooner. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Shades of Waterworld.
Yeah. Yeah, Madrimlian.
Yeah, that's what these things look like. Actually, I've seen a bunch of them out on the Okanagan Lake, and when they give you sailing lessons. Catamarans. Yeah, when they give you sailing lessons at the local sail club, this is what they use, right?
This one's a bit bigger than a typical catamaran and has a belly in it for cargo.
Gotcha.
Right? But yes, the idea is the same. You guys start heading out into the air.
Yeah, Madrimlian will approach Lorik. Hey, Lorik.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think we could do something like this on our own ship?
Possibly, but it would take a lot of modification.
Yeah. But it would make it easier.
Being able to run with a reduced crew wouldn't be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to run and have our Marines ready to go at the same time is even better.
That's a good point.
You considered, as the spacefarer, right, that if somebody starts shooting at this thing, those gears and pulleys are going to clog up real fast. Goes,
It's a good point,
so if
too.
you're looking at a warship, I don't know how good of an idea. I don't know. He says, I'm just a merchant pilot.
Yeah, Celine suspects smuggler, but she's not going to say anything.
He says, I transport fine goods from Glimmerfell to Evergleam.
Right, she says. Well, I figured you must know our friend somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at him kind of
He
pointedly.
goes, shakes his head with his lips curled.
Celine kind of gives a kind of nod with her eyebrows raised. Well, thank you very much for transporting us. I really appreciate it, she says.
That's all right. I'm being well paid.
That's good.
Looks like an honest deal to me. Let's go.
Yep.
She gives Crowley a long look, too.
Yeah, you guys head out into space. He circles the planet. Right, and starts coming down in the tropics.
Uses the gravity slingshot. Got it.
Yep. You guys are coming down real fast.
She blows a kiss to Arian Rod as we're circling the planet.
Yeah.
She's kind of looking like, should we be going this fast? She doesn't say it, though. That's the expression on her
Oh,
face.
there's no time to be going slow, he says.
Oh?
Midtermline looks over at Selena goes, Mother of acceleration, don't fail us now.
Says?
Yeah, he starts shooting through what looks like a gauntlet of portals. As you guys pass through, portals open up.
Oh,
Right?
interesting, she says.
And he dodges them. Right? Most of them open up after you've passed.
I'm going to make sure that nobody interrupts the
Now
pilot.
understand our
Right.
exploration.
Yes.
I don't want to end up on some weird other plane.
Or back where we started.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. Because they're a little low level for the ninth circle of hell.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Just a tad on the low level side.
Yeah.
Anyway, then he says, brace yourselves.
Okay, brace for impact.
Yeah, he runs forward, throws the anchor off the side.
Brace.
Oh shit, she says she grabs a lifeline and makes herself flat.
Yeah, the anchor hits the water. You realize that you're only about 6 feet above the water at the moment. Right? And the whole ship swings around and stops, right? As you see this immense whale surfaces.
Yep. Looks at it with wide eyes.
Looks at Bonvin.
It's like the biggest whale you could ever imagine. Right?
Big enough to swallow the ship?
Big enough to easily swallow this ship. Big enough to swallow your dreadnought. The Arianrod's Pride.
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah.
Friggin' Leviathan.
It's the Leviathan, yes. The legendary Leviathan.
It's a big fish.
He
Then
says,
just smile.
Asthma, pinch me.
welcome
That's a big
to...
fish.
Actually, I'm a mammal. You hear in your head.
Oh,
What the?
pleased to meet you, says Celine.
Yeah, says the pilot. He stops. He goes, well, this is Hamnuatha.
No, it's not,
Well,
because
uh,
Leviathan or something.
yeah, we'll call him Leviathan. Sure. This is Leviathan.
How do you do?
And he's
Hi,
the...
Leviathan.
Hello. You hear echo through your head. He's the guardian of Limmerfell.
That's very cool.
He says he's going to take us there.
Wonderful, she says. Thank you very much, she says to
It's my pleasure.
the whale's big, gigantic eye.
Yep. He says, okay, everybody, hang on.
Yep. Hang on to you or the boat, she says.
No, that was the pilot.
Oh, the pilot. Okay, yeah, she rebraces then.
Yeah.
I grab onto
Leviathan
Arian's arm.
opens his mouth and swallows the ship into his mouth.
Oh.
Not like swallows it, but takes it into his mouth.
Whoa.
He taps this globe and you see a light come on.
Oh, wow.
This is the
Not what I
closest
was
to a
expecting.
uvula I ever wanted to be.
What's that?
This is as close to a uvula that I ever want to be.
Yeah, she looks back at the dangling... Because the bit between your tonsils, for those who don't know, by the way.
Yep. You feel the boat shift a little bit, and you realize that the water is drained out of the mouth. And it's, like I said, it's catamaran shaped with a belly, right? And it's sitting on the whale's tongue.
So it's now tipped over.
No. The tongue is cradling the boat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I imagine the cleft in the
Right.
tongue is kind of
What's
the
out the
key,
blowhole?
right?
What was that there, Crowley?
What's that, Siobhan?
Where is the blowhole?
Can we see out the blowhole?
No, it's closed.
Well, does it open and close when breathing?
It does, but it's not. You don't think he's breathing at the moment.
Oh. Okay.
Why did I just hear Aruga, Aruga, die, die?
That's exactly what I was
Yep.
thinking.
Yeah.
Well, clearly he's sealed out all the water, so yep.
Yep. And then...
I'm sure we probably get that sense, don't we? Like, as we feel the pressure change.
Yeah, you feel pressure change, right? It feels oppressive. And dark.
Benjamin is thinking, I wonder how deep we're going.
Well, it can't be that deep or we'd all get the bends, so... This is something that's prevented by etheric membranes on starfaring ships, but probably not in a whale's mouth.
I never got the bends. I have no idea how deep we go, says the pilot. Good job. You just unplugged my computer, you little shit.
They're still attacking the cord. I have the habit of attacking cords, but they are being stubborn.
Water bottle.
Okay, hey.
have to get one if
Oh,
they
you
keep
know,
it up.
it does kind of look like a string.
Yeah, and a tough one that they can chew on and stuff too, but they're going to electrocute themselves if they keep this up.
Anyway. Alright, he says, I have no idea how deep.
Mix a little bit of cayenne pepper and water.
Yeah.
Rub it over the line. They'll snip it and lick it once and never do it again.
No, they don't lick the line. They actually grab it with their claws and pull on it and kick it and stuff like that. They think it's a snake. Because she's killed a few snakes now.
If they bite at it at all?
Yeah. She'll just stop biting
Never
it.
Doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
it might work. Anyway, after what, you don't know how long, right? According to the ship's clock, he turns it twice.
Right.
Right? So you assume it's an hour. Right? And, you guys resurface. You hear in your heads, welcome to Glimmerfell.
Thank you so much for the lift.
That's the fast way.
Thank you for the ride home.
You're welcome, he says to Ronvin. Yeah, says Xerxes, that's the fast way here. I just didn't know where he was.
Well, I can tell that story in a spaceport bar, and I imagine I won't be believed, she says.
Probably not, he says.
No, that's what you've had to smoke it if they could have some.
Good, I'll pull that one out when they start telling the tall fish tales, she says.
If they're elves, perhaps they know me, says the Leviathan.
Perhaps, says London.
Normal people can't do that. He says, I don't know what you do. He doesn't do that for just anybody, says Xerxes.
Who? What?
Leviathan.
Sorry. Oh.
He says, as in take people to Glimmerfell.
Oh.
He says, I can smell you. Xerxes radiant.
Yeah, I was
Kraus
suspecting.
says, sorry about that.
Crowley says sorry about that? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
He says, so I've known you since you were a small boy. He says, you cannot hide from me. Thank you, Leviathan. I'll be here when you want to go back, he says.
Thank you very much, says London.
Thank you so much, she says.
Is there something we can bring you?
He says, your company has been divine.
that is funny.
Well, when we are deposited outside of his mouth.
Yeah, he opens his mouth slowly, and the water sort of rolls in and lifts the boat up.
Nice. She'll wave to him because she can't reach to touch him from the boat,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Magellan will salute him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salute is not
I've been
to the
to.
forehead. Salute is put your hand to your heart and then open and up.
Fist to heart if you're in the military. It's fist to heart and then hand up. Like, it looks weird to us, but
yeah, Yeah. Yeah, you guys pull into Glibberfell Harbor. The first thing you note is that the buildings here are a combination of built in the trees and grown from the crystals in the ground.
Right.
Some of them that have been built in the trees have been grown from the crystals in the ground. It's like it looks like they grew out of the tree.
Okay.
Right? And the towers and spires on the castle are immense. Right? Like impossibly big.
He says.
Right?
Magellan will look to the sky.
Beautiful blue sky.
Okay.
It is good to be home again, says Bonvin.
Yeah, he says. What do you guys want to see first?
What should we see? She says.
Well, the Temple of the Sun and Moon would be one thing I would think you'd want to see. The Grove of the Ancients. Right, that's where Bonvin grew up. There's the castle. I don't know, what else do you guys want to see?
Ariane's grandmother?
Ariane's grandmother? Sure, we can go to the Mythos estate.
Isn't there some place you should go to let them know you're back?
Eventually.
I see,
I'm
says.
putting it off.
Well, it seems to me we need to balance the fact that we only have 3 days of leave with the fact that you're back.
Right.
So, where should we start?
Well, if I go home, I'm going to get roped into court stuff for 3 days.
Then I guess we had better go accomplish our
very
research
least,
first.
What's that,
everything
Bonvin?
else first.
I missed that, Bonvin.
Probably should do the other things first, and if we, tie things up in a manner sometime before arrive at your place just after supper, so that minimizes the amount of roped-in time.
Okay.
Or alternatively, we could leave it for another day, and we could see it my hut in the woods, although it will be a little bit crowded.
Sounds like a nice, quiet place to go, though.
Yep. So, like, we're not used to crowded.
Well, let's go take a look. Says Xerxes. I'd love to see where you grew up, Bonvin. I mean, I've been to the Grove, but I only was there because, the ceremonies and stuff, right?
I suppose we're going to need a place of operations anyway, so we might as well start there.
Yeah.
I have a small estate here, but I've never been to it.
The Winter Mist? Yeah. He says. I don't know where it is. He says.
Me neither.
I don't. We have one, but I'm just used to staying at the Winter Mist anyway. So.
Yeah.
It is 9 o'clock.
Okay, so
So? You were saying, Von Ben?
Sable just. I was just gonna say, so since it is 9 o'clock, we should probably put this up, and we'll have a discussion of where we're going when we start game.
Mm-hmm.
Next time.
That makes sense.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. Broadcast is going to be tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, with Ask an Old GM, where Aaron will do his dispensing of experienced GM advice. I will be on Wednesday with Diane Wrights, discussing organizing your life for writing as part of our nano prep stuff. Articles in the queue that and hopefully we'll have time to get some actual writing done too.
And I might do an impromptu stream tomorrow night, but I don't know.
Okay, that'd be cool. If you do, then maybe we'll have a chance to go through some of them then.
Yeah.
And Stretch was the next one in the queue.
Okay.
Right, and then after that, Kajitan would like us to look at the first chapter of a sci-fi novel.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So then.
Music and credits.
When we're done here, we're going to raid Coffee Quills, who is live. I was checking. Remember when you go that our raid shout is prepare to be boarded because we are the Sable's privateers. It does look like that, doesn't it, Angst? Angst says you're never going to get back to doing your own work again. I will in Nano because it's going to be all sprints all the time. I might just disable the read article stuff.
Yeah, the only ones you'll leave up are the hydrate, posture check, and let's talk more right.
Yep, I just might.
And caffeinate. She's got to put caffeinate in there.
I don't need help in reminding me to caffeinate.
Yes!
We're much broken nails on a space-going pier, the last of Sable's privateers. All right. Thanks, guys. Toy Soldiers Old School by Aaron Ree, based on the Toy Soldier Saga universe, created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by Google Meet. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Thing software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, Incarnate, and World Spinner, with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldiers Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution license. The Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week, if not before. Bye, everyone.
I loved